Over the next 4 days, Hill will do more than 100, all of them important if he's to hold off Ayrton Senna for second place in the World Championship. He's already won 3 races this year, the best ever result by a debut driver. Coscardone, National 9 News.
And Damon wasn't the only driver busy preparing today. Free practice for Formula 1 starts at 9:30 tomorrow morning. But many drivers are also focused on events much further into the future.
Day 1 and the gloves are on. World champ Alain Prost was an early arrival. He's still smiling, looking forward to his last race. Unlike Prost, Riccardo Patrese doesn't relish the idea of retirement, but at 39 and after a record 255 races, it may be forced upon him. After a disappointing year with Benetton, he'll only drive next year if he's offered a place with a leading team.
Otherwise, after so many years around, it's not interesting for me.
At the other end of the scale, Mika Hakkinen. At 25, his future is mapped out.
I feel I have capability now to be one day a world champion.
Hakkinen out-qualified his teammate, the great Ayrton Senna, in his first race for McLaren.
I think it's natural.
In his second race last week in Japan, Hakkinen was on the podium. He possesses one quality many champions lack. He admits to making mistakes. If there's a failing, though, it's his lack of patience.
And I was planning to be world champion the first year, but obviously it wasn't possible. It was a bit more difficult than I was expecting, and I have to change my plans a little bit.
And a sobering reminder today of what can happen when things don't go according to plan. Medics were put to the test on extrication techniques. They were inspected by Formula One's venerable doctor, Sid Watkins.
With the technique, the driver can be extricated without really disturbing the spinal components.
The last time the technique was used for real was in August, when Sandro Zanardi crashed in Belgium. Tony Morabito, National 9 News.
Even though there was no Formula 1 presence today, the Grand Prix track still held plenty of attention for motorsport fans, starting with the touring cars.
The old Ford Holden rivalry returned to Adelaide as the touring cars set a furious pace in their opening qualifying session. John Bowe posted the 5th quickest time, but his hopes of improvement disappeared in a cloud of smoke. It was the VP Commodore of Thomas Mazzera that broke the lap record, taking provisional pole in a time of 1 minute 38.41 seconds. Today's fans saw the next best thing to Formula 1, the world's fastest road car, the F1 McLaren, can reach 160 kilometres an hour in a mere 7 seconds and is worth well over $1 million. Just as exciting, Formula Brabham. The open-wheelers weren't without mishap. Paul Stokell escaped danger, his vehicle not so lucky. From the powerful to the pint-sized, and it seems the harder-to-handle supercars. The corporate variety didn't fare much better. But it didn't have to be motorised to cause mayhem. The Pedal Prix provided a spectacular stack-up. The only winner decided today was John Pengelly. He took out the HQ Holden Challenge. Vicky Jobe, National 9 News.
Well, he says he can't drive and he's only in it for the glamour. But Clive James will be one of the stars of Sunday's Grand Prix. Today he gave Adelaide a taste of what to expect when he takes the wheel.
More than 1,000 people assembled trackside this morning to hear the wit and wisdom of one of the race's main attractions, expatriate author and broadcaster Clive James. And they weren't disappointed as he revealed his greatest dream.
To drive in a race in which everyone is a woman except myself.
But there's just one problem.
I have all the qualifications of a racing driver. I have the aggressiveness, the desire to win, the desire for glamour, the desire to be adored by beautiful women. I just lack one crucial qualification. I can't drive a car.
That despite tuition from British great Stirling Moss.
The result was that I can't drive on the road. I can only drive on the track. And it was actually after the race I went back to England, got into the family car, drove it on the road, and found to my horror that there were cars coming the other way.
And another thing Clive can't do is parachute jump. But the Army's crack team, the Red Berets, certainly can, as they proved in a rehearsal for Sunday's race performance. Yesterday's bad weather had prevented a jump, but today the team left a Black Hawk helicopter and performed a regulation landing onto Victoria Park with all flags flying. Paul Murphy, National 9 News.
That's the news from the track. Now with the rest of the day's sport, here's Ken.
Thanks, Robbie. We'll be back in a moment with highlights of the cricket and golf, and it's off to Flemington for all the action and colour of Ladies' Day.